Adam Silver Slipper. He is back. The slipper is back. And what is the slipper doing? Begging. He's on bended knee, begging. See, here's the problem with Adam Silver Slipper, aka the weakest commissioner we have ever seen. He could not control the players. The players controlled him. Unlike what we're used to seeing in the past. Now, shouts out to 93J. Let's take a real good close understanding as to what this truly is. Well, that's good. Why would he be begging an employee to pick where he's going to go so that he can do his schedule? You know, they would never do. David Stern would never tell Michael Jordan what he had to do. It's whatever Mike is doing. Everybody else gonna get the hell out the way, and we just gonna let that happen. Kobe Bryant wasn't given an ultimatum. Kobe, you got to make a decision now so that I can do my schedule. You know why the NBA didn't have these problems back then and why you got this guy there? That dunk got Yabusele a job. For 3 years, he stole money because he dunked on LeBron. This solid gold dancing mother sucker was sitting over here getting over with everything. And because of it, he has manipulated basketball. He's giving you nothing when you had somebody like Jordan, who was way more exciting to watch than LeBron James. LeBron James has come up here like a spoiled baby who has to be coddled, a big giant baby that you got to coddle. And he's never, ever taken accountability. And now he's one more season of this nonsense. It's crazy to keep going down this cycle. He's pouting, laying on the floor, getting drunk at Phonetic Fest. And you see this guy blame everything and everybody in existence. It's always someone else's fault. But you created this Adam Silver Slipper. You made this guy feel like he was the league. Everything he says goes. He's got to be the man in charge no matter what the season is. No matter how many times other players have embarrassed him on the floor. We got to be held hostage to whatever decisions LeBron James wants to do. You've allowed this guy to come in here and portray himself as the face of the league when he's the guy that's got to go. It's embarrassing. You have embarrassed the NBA. David Stern had put things quite clear to you. He told you, don't mess with the integrity of the game. That's exactly what you did. You took his league and gave it to the players. You wrecked the NBA. You wrecked it not for the betterment of the game, because you're only talking about business. You did a whole press conference where you spoke about the business. Not the game. Not gameplay. You know what David Stern used to sell? The game. He used to say, well, today's players, we got the most exciting players in the world. Our guys are playing at an all-time level. He's not telling the general public, well, the numbers are up 13% on Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays, we went up to save that for your board. The media wants to know what's up with the game, the teams, who went where, and all this development that's going on with the game. This is going out to the press. They don't want to hear about market share numbers. They want to know where Russ going to end up. They want to know what's going on with these other players. But you just let everybody else know. Forget DeRozan, forget Russell Westbrook, forget everybody else. LeBron James is what matters. LeBron James. And I will always love you. You took over in 2014. And Adam Silver was still being instructed by David Stern after he retired. He was like, David Stern is out of touch with today's players. And they went and got the most generic tool in the history of sports, Adam Silver, to be that guy. That dynamic alone, it ruined the game. I don't like Spain or Argentina, but it's the greater of two evils, the lesser of two evils. So I'm taking Spain. Now, when you start looking at this and seeing Adam Silver slip out here, him begging LeBron to make a decision, it puts the NBA in a position to where the inmates are running the asylum. You got a liquored up LeBron James on stage, getting drunk with Tyrese Halliburton in New York, and they just loving it. Having the time of their life. Lou said the NBA salary cap went down this past year. Do people understand that what that means? That means the league made less money than the year before. Now, they got the most people in attendance this year than ever. You want to know why? Because the tickets in the majority of these stadiums were like next to nothing. Next to nothing. You can go to the game for like $30 because it's not about the tickets. It's like going to a movie. If you go to the movies, you can go to the movies damn near for free now. They don't care about that. They want you on them concessions. That's where they're going to break you at. The concessions, you're going to be paying for it all. You can pay, what, $30 a month and see as many movies as you want for free. Where the hell you get a deal like that? Go as many times as you want for free. Now, because he's all liquored up and raring to go, what does Adam Silver slipper do? He goes right back into his LeBron James bag. He told you were going to have to move on. He told you, you're going to have to do something I couldn't do. I wasn't around to do it. You're going to have to retire LeBron James. And what did he tell you? That's not going to be an easy feat. But it's going to have to be done. You're going to do it. It's going to have to be on your watch, and you're going to have to cancel this guy. When you had the Golden State, Adam Silver came in 2014. In his first year as commissioner, Golden State ended up playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they became the Splash Brothers. That first year, he stumbled into that. He had the first deal with the Clippers in that situation when the Clippers were the favorite team to go to the championship. It got torpedoed with the owner, Donald Sterling. So 2 weeks into his resolve, he had to handle the Donald Sterling tapes that came out. That was the first big decision. So him getting a lifetime ban, he has to sell the team. And they were like, man, this Adam Silver, he's something else. This guy doesn't play. Oh, my God, he's showing what he's going to be already. Oh, this commissioner is no joke. Look what he did to Donald Sterling. He had no choice. The governors made that decision. That was a Donald Sterling. David Stern's decision. That had nothing to do with Adam Silver. He was just like, what do I do? And David Stern said, sit back, pussy. I'm going to show you what's going on here. He's out of here. Who's out of here? What are we going to do? Now, because of all of this, and because Adam Silver Slipper is such a coward, and we have mockeries of what happened this year, where the New York Knicks were crowned in the most obvious corruption that the history of sports has ever seen. Silver Slipper couldn't wait to get those slippers put on his feet and reveal that his true mask is that suit he's wearing. That suit he's wearing is his mask. While he out here having the time of his life, no one puts Adam Silver in a corner. The rest of the world has to endure his nonsense, his narcissistic everything. Then he showed his true cowardness, his most ridiculousness. While I'm out here fighting wars with these doggone New York Knicks fans, LeBron's on his way out. We had to deal with his cowardness when he took Draymond Green and suspended Draymond for a game. But I told people this was going to happen. I said they are going to find a way to give this to Cleveland, then Golden State. I said they were going to run it back 3 times. This fool broke a cardinal rule and let it happen a 4th time. And it's like you don't do it 4 times in a row. What are you doing? David Stern was shadowing Adam Silver because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Adam Silver was never supposed to be the commissioner of the NBA. Stu Jackson was the guy. Stu was chosen. He was shadowing David Stern for years. He knew exactly how to run the operation, what was required. He knew everything. But somebody thought they knew better than him. They said, nope, we can't trust him. He's not Jewish. That's the reason. If Stu Jackson was a Jewish man, he would have had the job. But they're not going to let a black man be commissioner of this league. The governors need somebody in there that they could trust. So let's use the guy who's been with us since 1992, working in marketing for all our charity organizations. Let's make him the commissioner of the league. It's insulting. And look where we are now. Look where we are now. No, I don't see it going over. Nonsense. Exactly, it is. And now that we're all sitting here dealing with the Adam Silver Slipper blowback, all of this nonsense that what people didn't know, he was never supposed to be the commissioner. They chose him because he was a puppet. And now they thought Adam, David Stern could teach him what to do and it would work. But all he knows is business. He doesn't know basketball at all. This is why all these years of being there, he doesn't understand the game. He doesn't know it. This is why he's in the predicament he's in all the time. He's a liability. The NBA is at a state because the players that come to Adam directly and start talking to him. He has no backbone. And when you put a guy like that in charge, he's the guy to go kiss up to Donald Trump when the whole New York can't stand him. You bring him into the stadium to piss off every fan that was there. Why would you do that? This man has hated on your league for years, but he wants to go to see Adam Dolan because that's his friend. Pretty much throwing him under the bus. And this guy is why your league is losing money. LeBron James hasn't been packing nobody in the seats. You know how many non-sellout games the Lakers have had? They're not selling out games because of LeBron. He's not the highest viewed game. He's the guy you guys market. You guys spend over $20 million a year marketing LeBron James. Talk about those numbers. And you're marketing him for what? People are not even following him. They're not even watching his games. You put the most marketing behind LeBron. Your biggest commodity was Stephen Curry. But you decided it would be a great idea if we were to market LeBron. Why? It makes no sense. This dude is in like year 39, and here you are. I need your decision so I can do the schedule for like Christmas games. And no, you don't. You don't need his goddamn schedule. You make the schedule because he's not the factor of the games. Nobody's tuning in to see his ass. You don't need him to make no damn schedule. That's your problem. When you said you need him to make the schedule, that's ridiculous. A 20,000 year in the league player is the guy you're waiting for to make the goddamn schedule. This is what's wrong with your league. But as a business factor, when we put LeBron on holidays, it does good numbers. No, you don't. People tune in to see him lose because you keep marketing him. If you'd have marketed Steph Curry, put half the budget, that man saved the entire league. In 2014, everybody was doing something else. They were playing video game than watching y'all. They were playing 2K more than watching the games. They're going to be, oh, those two teams playing tonight? I'm going to play that on 2K. You're going to watch the game? No, I'm just going to play it on 2K. That's all they were doing. They were playing it on 2K rather than watching it. Steph Curry comes out, Splash Brothers. Everybody wanted to watch Golden State. Everybody became a Golden State fan. They didn't care what city and town you was in. You had Golden State fans everywhere. They be, dude, you was a Timberwolves fan. Man, we ain't won nothing since whatever. Man, forget that. This is Stephen Clay, baby. Splash, bro. That's what it was. The Splash Brothers. You know, I ain't make decisions. David Stern would have marched up to him and told Rich Paul, if I see you on another, you don't open your mouth until the season start. I don't want to hear you on an internet podcast or nothing. That's one. You don't make another goddamn statement. You hear me? And you, how dare you fucking say you gonna just till you make a decision and you're gonna eliminate who's gonna pick you and who's not. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna go to state, and that's the only option you got. So you better get your ass there in the next 2-3 days. Get your team ready to call a press conference because you're not holding us up. Why you BS? It's either that or the door. Shoot, David Stern is not gonna play with you. He gonna tell you where the hell you going. What you thought this was? You are not bigger than the league. And this fool just sat there giving the power to one player who's in his 40s, who nobody want on their goddamn team. I can't do the schedule until you show up. Of course, Lou Dort was getting traded. You knew that. We've been doing it. I'm just surprised it took this long. Lou Dort was traded the moment they did that deal. Oh man, but Zachary, what's his name? Riacha from Atlanta. Zachariah or Zachary, whatever. He was all right. But he gonna go over to they're gonna put him over there good with Dallas. He'll fit real good with them. And Dort over in Atlanta, that's what they need. I mean, you got Carlson Wallace, you want to keep him. You gonna lose Isaiah Joe. They could come in and do a lot of damage. Ryan Nembhard, he's going over to no, Andrew Nembhard's brother is Ryan. Neither one of them like Brunson, so they all right with me. I don't think no, 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 no. Where he needed to be created the downfall. That created the downfall for the league. The solid gold dancer, LeBron, the clown. This individual should know what time it is. Jordan was iconic. He was going to sell the league with his excitement and everything that he did. You knew it. So, with all of that being said and done, here you are back at it playing with black magic. Yeah, pouting, laying on the floor. That's what he's about. We've had to endure all this. At NBA Finals, him getting embarrassed and him blaming everybody else. Look at that. Go ahead, flex on him, Murray. This is what we had to endure in LA. 8 years of failure. 8 years of crying and whining. Terrible remake of movies we didn't ask for. All to promote this guy. Shouts out to 93 Zay for what he's doing out here. I don't know what happened to 2 Raw TV. I think he changed his name to Darth Apocalypse or something. But it's plenty of us out here telling the truth. That this LeBron thing has ruined professional sports. It didn't make anything better. It ruined it. Now, here we are, stuck. Yeah, when you become stuck, when you become stuck like Chuck, this is where the scenarios work against you because nobody has your back when you're stuck. Nobody. They don't care about you when you're stuck. You don't have a friend in the world. What you should have been telling them to do was the right thing. And the right thing is to retire. That's it. You should have came to this guy saying retirement is what is needed for this environment. You're never catching Michael Jordan. You're not going to catch him. They was like, if they win another ring, it does not matter. You did not catch Kobe Bryant. You're not winning championships. You're not leading anyone to a championship. No one even considers that bubble championship. Talking about a championship is a championship. We don't care how you get it. No matter it. No, certain championships matter more than others. They don't rate the greatest players of all time by championships. If that was the case, everybody would have Bill Russell and George Mikan as the 2 top players of all time. So it ain't always about the championships. It's how you got them. It's what you did on that court. Allen Iverson didn't even win a championship, but his game 1 victory is still played and talked about more than any Laker championship game. So it's all about the moments. Silver Slipper should have been begging you to retire. That's what Adam Silver Slipper should have been doing. Not on his knees begging you. Please, please. LeBron, please. Just tell us so I could do the schedule. See, I got them by colors for each day. Yeah. I mean, I got this day on Monday, I got pink for the Mavericks. I got yellow for the Lakers. Yeah. I just wanted to use my pink marker. And I got dark chocolate black for whatever team you go on. Because you're my dark chocolate man. I would never ask you to retire and give up your dream. You're everything, Bron. You're everything. It's everything or nothing.
But I'm not on the Lakers. I should still be on the Lakers.
Well, it was not my decision. I would love for you to be there. These new owners, they're meanies. They're meanies, LeBron. Yeah. But how do you like this dress? I got the glitter to match it.
Man, you looking, sparkly today. Way better than yesterday.
Really? I thought so too. You could come over later if you're in town, since you're in New York, and we could drink wine. Know you like wine, and we could listen to Yanni. Yanni's greatest hits.
Man, that sounds dope. Yep. But make sure it's Watson. I like that Watson.
Now, these people don't seem to understand the dynamics. Because this fool refuses to retire, he has endangered the entire growth of the league yet again. And this is why it was going downwards. In 2015, 16, 17, 18, the NBA was at an all-time high. Because of who? Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Nobody was thinking about Cleveland. Cleveland wasn't supposed to go a fourth time. They were supposed to lose to the Boston Celtics with Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. Injuries knocked that whole thing out of wax. That was going to be your Eastern Conference Finals, where the Celtics were going to go up against the Golden State Warriors for that fourth matchup, where the Warriors would have beaten. They had to send the Cavs, basically due to injuries. They still had the Western Conference Finals, but this time it was led by a bunch of rookies, Tatum and Brown, because they had no other options. So let's send what we know. That was probably the worst year of the Cavs team that made it. Like, they should have never made it that far. So, of course, they get blanked and get swept. And then LeBron runs away from Cleveland because he can't accept accountability. Then he gonna tell everybody his hand hurt. Oh, my hand, look at my hand. Trying to get drunk.
Yep. I'm in Fanatic Fest trying to get drunk. Yep. I got some good wine here. Got to get drunk. Everybody know me. LeBron, yep, I like to drink.
So once again, he's out here getting drunk. Meanwhile, the whole league, everything has been stagnant. Since 2019, you have had all of your talent dissipate. Does anybody remember NBA draft 2019? Who was supposed to be the superstar of that league? The number one pick, Zion Williamson. That's in 2019. We'll go back in a minute. I just want y'all to understand what this was really about. DeAndre Hunter, PJ Washington, that year. You had Ja Morant, where his daddy did all the talking, and a doggone pimp suit. Ronnie Morant came out there in a pimp suit and did all of the talking in the press conference when he got drafted. I said, this is the first time ever. I'm like, that is manager? This dude look like Usher, with a pimp Usher. Yeah, RJ Barrett came out with the Knicks that year. It was a lot that came in that year, but 2019 was very important because this started the downfall of the NBA. Zion Williamson, weight problems, couldn't wait to eat. And he'd been not healthy the whole time. Ja Morant jumps off the board to be a star in this league. You get Kobe White coming in into this league. You got all of these players coming in this draft that you could have turned into something that you could have marketed, but you chose not to. Yeah, Hachimura, the Japanese Blackanese who went to Gonzaga. Yeah, you had all these players come in during this draft, and it was a ghost town. That's the part they don't tell you about. So that 29 draft is another unit, that crop that LeBron came in and altered. Ja Morant, one of the most popular stars in the NBA. The whole incident with the gun where he just had one, the NBA chose to use that to destroy him and move all the attention from Memphis to go to OKC. Even giving OKC all of their chance, all of it. The celebrations, everything they did was contrived. Well, now you got a bigger problem on your hands. Now you got to deal with the people that want to see you fail. Bron came in 03. He was nearing his end during those runs. All his teammates and players that played with him were almost out of the league by his second stint in Cleveland. All his old teammates from '03, they were on their last leg or out the league already. Here it is, 2018, 2019. This is the class that's supposed to surpass LeBron James. From 2000, sorry about that. From 2019 on, this is supposed to be that era. That was supposed to be the draft to make that possible. I know, right? That's why you got to understand what you're doing. The number one pick in the draft from Atlanta was Anthony Edwards. During the whole pandemic season. So he didn't get a chance to have the type of draft celebration everybody else did. Because of the pandemic, they had to do everything via cameras. And so he didn't get a chance to walk across the stage. So you got everything going off the rails right there. So when stuff started flying off of the rails, yeah, that's when they had the number 2 pick in the draft, Golden State, and they didn't take LaMelo Ball. They took James Wiseman, who ended up being a bust because mentally he couldn't deal with it and was having problems. Penny was trying to coach him and help him while he was all out that way. Yeah. Then you got LaMelo. This was the start of that era, starting with Zion in 2019. The Anthony Edwards, the LaMelos. Please don't mention Killian Hayes' pick ever. Yeah, Killian Hayes' pick killed us. We took him, and Halliburton went to the Sacramento Kings. Oh, yeah. Beef Stew came out, and oh my goodness. When Isaiah Stewart came through, Beef Stew came out in that draft. And he got drafted by the Portland Trailblazers. Yep, Maxey came out in that draft, and he came later, way later in the draft. Nobody was checking him out at Kentucky. That's your new era. That's your era outside of LeBron. You're supposed to have been putting your focus on those guys, not going back into dealing with LeBron James. All your role players came from those drafts. 2019, 2020, and 2021. That was your future that you're supposed to be marketing. That's your new post LeBron era. They told you this. This is going to be your future of the draft starting here. And that was the Zion Williamson. This is your future NBA. Because all these guys are about to go. These Russell Westbrooks, the Kevin Durant's, that whole era, those guys have milked it for about 20 years. So now, it's time for these guys to go. Jalen Green came in, Evan Mobley. It didn't really go too well, but they got Scotty Barnes out of that. They got Josh Giddey, Kuminga. You had Davion Mitchell in that draft. Franz came in. That's because that's special. You have to get to a point where you're replacing and who you're replacing. Who didn't know we was taking Cade Cunningham? Are you serious? I didn't think I needed to even bring that up. But okay, yeah. The Cade Cunningham draft. I just thought it was automatic. But okay. And I think he lived up to being the number one draft pick. One of the richest players in the NBA. So I hold Adam Silver solely responsible for where the state of where the league is now, catering to people like LeBron James. He lured it down to an all-time low. And when you got people that's going to lure things to an all-time low, you're always going to be looked at. And, they're going to look at you funny. You're not somebody going to say, oh, well, you a guy that got it all figured out. Hell no. You the one that's going to lure this thing and bring it down to a crawl. Some people never see the value in something, they just don't. But that's your future draft. That class right there was your future. And it was the post LeBron future, like that era is all being replaced. Bron is the only one left from like 2003. It's like ridiculous that he is still in the league. Yeah. Well, the drafts changed. You start seeing more Euro players come in at that time. You know, when Luca came, Luca and Trey Young came the year prior. They said, well, those guys are going to be the guys. Luca was just a guy who was going to usher in the Euro market. That was his job. And since Luca, it really started to spiral. He's supposed to be the next Dirk Nowitzki. Well, we got Jaden Ivey from Purdue, and that's what helped the Pistons at that time. Him building him and Cade together, but it wasn't going to be sustainable. Yeah, then Jalen Duren came, I believe, in 2022. We ended up getting Jalen Duren, so it's a lot of different things we needed to see done that didn't happen in the league, man. So I just want to say there's great GMs, and then there's certain opportunities that are provided for some of the general managers. Like Sam Presti is a guy that, one, he was looking at David Roddy. David Roddy was a guy he was looking at, but his weight was a problem. He was big in college when he went to Colorado State. And Sam Presti got a lot of illegal ties to these relationships with these people, man, in the game. So they would always look out for top recruits. Sam Presti would get the same guys, with his coaching, spread it out. He helped and got people jobs at universities. He's done so much that you wouldn't even believe. But that's the way this process works. But the fact that Adam Silver hasn't been arrested, they told me I basically wasted my money. They told me that, hey, this is it. Like, don't even get excited because this is all you're gonna get. Yeah, if I'd have known he was gonna be at that event, I would have pulled up on him. Well, the Indiana Pacers was supposed to go to the finals that year. But because of Ron Artest incident, that ruined it. So it went right back to the Pistons being the agenda. And that ended up being Reggie Miller's last year. He had a chance to to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. But he turned it down to stay with the Indiana Pacers and retire a Pacer. Well, let me see. Who was the number one draft pick in the whole NBA after Cade? Paulo. Paulo is from where? France, Puerto Rico, wherever the hell he's from. 2023. Who was the number one draft pick? Wemby. Right? Two French right. Two French people, right? Paulo's from Seattle. He ain't from no goddamn Seattle. That dude is from France, some goddamn where. With a name like Paulo, he ain't from no goddamn Seattle. He better hope ICE don't get his ass. Paulo Barancheco. He's Italian, exactly. So you got an Italian as your number one draft pick in 2022. 2023, you got Wemby. Yep, because Wemby came in 2023, right? So Wemby comes in 2023. And then once that happens, damn, I can't remember. Who was number one draft pick overall in 2024? I don't even remember the 2024 draft. Who the hell was number one? Oh, damn, I just mentioned him. He just got traded from France, right? Zachary, what's his name? Risa Archer. Right, we just mentioned his ass. Right? It was the Atlanta Hawks. They had him. He just got goddamn traded for Lou Dort. So says Cade, the last American, it was what? Paulo ass came right after Cade the next year. And he from Italy by ways of Puerto Rico and France or whatever. Then you got Wemby. Then you got Zachary, and the two France dudes. So it went completely international. The writing was on the wall. I tried to tell you. Then the draft for 2025. Oh, I wonder who that was. Who was the number one draft pick of 2025? Cooper Flag, a white boy. A white guy is the number one draft pick in the NBA. That's amazing. Now we got a full-fledged white guy from Maine as the number 1 draft pick in the world. The NBA has changed. Cool flag. Well, I like Cooper Flag. But you see where this is going, right? Since 2022, the game has shifted more international, and you're going to see more international players drafted, international and white, are going to be drafted more and more in the NBA. And the meanwhile, brothers from the hood, y'all going to be forced to go overseas and not play in your own goddamn country. Y'all going to be in Germany. Y'all going to be in Luka Vega playing for the Slovaks. Maybe Obradovic gives the ball over to Johnson, who passed it over to Zaire Jackson for the slam. Zaire, what a move. Oh la va, let's see. Oh la va, let's see. They'll be like, well, I don't know what it is over here, but everybody is synchronized in their chants. Making less money overseas. Exactly. Because, see, this is the only reality they understand and they know. Well, I wouldn't say Dylan Harper had the best season, but he was best equipped for like best pro season. Like his next season is going to be great because he's going to be moved up into a starting lineup position. Well, he went to Rutgers. You know, when you got people that go to Rutgers, you know, they bring the ruckus. No, but he gonna play a solid game. He learned the game. You know, aggressiveness, physicality, not afraid, patience. The things that you a rookie don't normally have, he has. He don't rush into anything. He's pretty patient with his game. Oh yeah, man. Ron was proud for his boys. Both of them ended up getting drafted. So yeah, it meant something for the boys, you know, to both be drafted at the same time. And of course, that was always gonna mean something for them. I mean, the where LeBron James thing going is so stale because it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Nobody in the they're trying to make people in the media world care about it, knowing that we don't. We can care less. I want to know what they're going to do when it's all said and done. Well, when people don't understand what it is that they do, they follow the same trends. LeBron James did not make a team better. He did not make the Los Angeles Lakers better. What did he do for them? He put them in financial risk. Jenny Bluss lost $8 million of her own money with the Russell Westbrook situation. So if you look at that, then you look at where you are in your life, then you get it. This is not a place you want to be. There was no benefit in bringing him over all for the hype and put attention on the Lakers. Hell, they made more money with Bronny James. If you want to be honest, they made more money with Bronny. That's probably why they still kept his ass on the team. They're like, look, we made more money with his ass than you. What do we need you for? No. There's people that are gonna find a way to do different things. Oh no, nobody liked David Stern. I didn't say he was likable. I said David Stern was somebody they were gonna respect. The players gonna be, oh shoot, here come David Stern. And these are grown men. But what you're not gonna do is act like it's something that it isn't. Every time LeBron lost, it was the ref's fault. Oh, it's the ref's fault. How's it the ref's fault LeBron James lost the game? That's what I don't understand. A tasty Kahuna burger. That's that new burger joint that's out there on the field. I know. Most people don't get it, they don't understand it. But when it's all said and done, people should realize it for what it is. Adam Silver Slipper has to stop catering to LeBron James. That's just it. In a nutshell. I know, right? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and update this Patreon some more. We got a lot coming out. We got a business video out. We talked about that. We got some more stock news. That's for our VIP people. You know, our VIP Patreons. You already know what's coming. We're gonna let you know what's happening with the market and what's going on that we found out. And yeah, we out.